You like this kind of fighting, huh?
Yeah,
You want to see some real fighting, you can see me fight at the Kumite.
I'm here too for the Kumite.
Aren't you a little young for full contact?
Aren't you a little old for video games?
Who is he? I don't know. He's a new recruit. I don't even know his name. He possesses great skills. Stick around.
Hey, what's up guys? Sam here, ContagiousCollection, back with another video. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the game room, back with another one. Very excited for this video, as I always am. Today's topic of discussion, obviously, is video game pickups, man, and a lot of other really cool things. I got one movie, some figures, really cool video games. I don't want to say a new console, but an upgrade to a console that I once had. So that's really cool. Once I get to that, you guys see what I'm talking. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Anyway, you guys still know the drill. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drinks and snacks, and hope you guys enjoy the content. First few things I'm gonna start off with is some Walmart and Target pickups, some action figures and cool stuff like that. This one I never came across. If you guys noticed in the background right there, I pretty much got all of them. At this point, I'm just missing the Princess Peach on the motorcycle, the Raccoon Mario, and the Bowser one. But the Bowser figure, man, is really big. I don't know where there or somewhere I have to put it. It's going to take up a lot of space, but we'll see. I did pick up this Princess Peach in her princess form. So the one on the bike is more common. And I remember I was at Walmart. I was like, let me go into the toy section and the figure section and all that, see what they have. So this caught my eye. I had never seen this in Target. I don't think this is a Target exclusive, but I've never seen it at Target. But, or I don't know, or maybe it is a Walmart exclusive. I'm not sure, because in my area I never came across it, never seen it. So once I saw it, I was like, hey, it's going to be a part of the set. It'll look cool. Why not? I'm going to pick it up. So yeah, man, looks very nice, very beautiful. The colors and the details on all these figures, I mean, they do an amazing job on them. So pretty cool. Pick that up. And I also got this. These are really nice. I like these figures a lot. They're very detailed. I like the colors on them. The packaging is really nice as well. They're only like $10. So I picked up Shy Guy from the Super Mario series. And there's so many different ones of these guys. It looks really cool. And it comes with a question mark block, which is pretty cool. And I like that. So there's so many different Marios and like different characters. A lot to keep up with. The stuff that I don't have, obviously, if I don't have it and I like it, I just pick them up. So that was pretty cool. Next thing, some really awesome figures, which I believe I showed these in kind of like a sneak peek type of thing that I did, like videos. I was so excited. I was like, let me, put this on video. And anyway, this one was, I don't know. Up till now, I'm still kind of like confused with it, or I was like, what the heck is this? This originally, then afterwards, I found out when I made the video, I had nothing, I knew nothing about it, of what this is. I was like, are they starting to make like crossover figures or variety type stuff, different varieties and different variants and things like that? And what I'm talking about is the Turtles of the Gray Skull, obviously, where it's a crossover between TMNT and Motu, the Ninja Turtles, and Masters of the Universe. And I think they did an amazing job on them. So afterwards, I did do a bit of a research and dig in and stuff like that to find out what the heck's going on with this. So basically, this is a Man-at-Arms Power Attack figure, which I think this was like a Netflix exclusive or Netflix-based cartoon or whatever it was. So what Mattel did, I guess they messed up and they put it in the wrong packaging. and they put it in the Turtles of Grayskull figure. Uh, in the package of the Turtles of Grayskull, and this is the wrong figure. It's not supposed to be in this, so I guess it was a manufacturer oopsie, or I don't know what the heck they did. They messed up. But I remember I was at a Target and I was in the like really looking after these figures, going like sometimes daily, just to be tracking these down because a lot of times they're either sold out or whatever the case may be, or they didn't have it. But when I saw this, I was like, I'd rather pick it up than regretted not picking it up, and glad that I did. It's pretty cool, you know. It is a mess up, obviously. Like I said, it's supposed to be in a different packaging. They messed it up and put it in this, but hey, uh, that's pretty cool to have. Anyway, the next one that I picked up is Donatello, and I also got Leonardo. Uh, to tell you the truth, guys, they look amazing. Don't get me wrong, but it kind of gives me more of a vibe of like the 2000 Turtles, like that era. Not something that I'm not really into. I would have expected them to look more like the 80s or 90s style. I think as far as like for the face or the eyes go, but then again, it's still badass. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but from what I prefer, I think that would have been better. But yeah, man, there's Leonardo and there's Donatello. These two, it took me a lot longer to track down because I was not finding them at all, man. And last couple, probably like a week ago, actually, I went. The one closest to my house, the Target closest to my house. Now they had like a bunch of them, like Man at Arms and and He Man. There was a bunch of them, like about eight, like four of each. But again, there wasn't any Leos or Donnies or anything like that. So glad I got them when I got them. Now I'm looking out for the second wave, which I heard it's supposed to come out in April. I don't know, man. I think in my area, I watch all these YouTube channels and people that are doing all these huntings. It takes a lot longer for my area to get them for whatever reason, or it's just going crazy and being sold out. But nonetheless, I finally got them, so I'm really happy about that. Here's Man at Arms, and there is He Man. Very cool. Uh, loved the packaging, the details, and everything, man. The colorings and everything about them. I basically have the full set, the first series right now, the first wave, and I also got Mouse Jaw, which I think that was in the last pickups video I grabbed. That was the first one that I found. That was not a problem to get. It was all over the place. Like, I remember the first time that I came across it, I was looking for the whole set basically, and uh, that wasn't a problem. There was like three or four of those the first time that I went, and then after that, it was just like a constant like, oh man, when am I gonna find these figures? But it makes it more fun, I guess. It pushes you to keep going, and I didn't give up. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna pay what people are asking for online because there's some ridiculous prices because of the resale value and stuff like that. But um, as far as like for the pricings go, it's not that terrible. The deluxe figure was probably like a little over $30, and these regular ones are like $20 or somewhere there. But anyway, really glad I got that. The whole set, the first series, like I said, the first wave is complete, so I'm good to go with that one. Next one, I believe I picked these up from Target. So the Princess Peach and Shy Guy was from Walmart. Yeah, and these were from Target as well. As you can see, where my index finger is going left and right up here, I got all these Hot Wheels Mario Karts right there. So I got a bunch of them. I think probably close to like close to 20 maybe. I didn't have this version, and I'm still looking out for more. It looks cool. Just putting them up there gives the room a game room vibe. I had the cat Peach. She's like in a cat suit or whatever it is, and this is the regular one. So I didn't have this. Uh, so I picked it up. I'm still looking out for like Waluigi and I think I have Wario. I don't have Waluigi, and there's so many different variants, different kinds. I don't have Diddy Kong either. I think, so I'm still looking out for that as well. I got Donkey Kong, but I don't have Diddy Kong. But anyway, yeah, this is the regular one of the Princess Peach. So that's pretty cool. And these have been starting to pop up. It has been popping up like probably like a few months ago in my area, at Target and Walmart and stuff like that. If I see the other ones, I'll probably pick them up too. So they look pretty cool. Again, it's Hot Wheels, but it's the Super Mario Brothers movie version. So that's pretty cool. It's a Koopa Trooper. And as far as like Hot Wheels go, I'm not like a Hot Wheel collector or anything like that. But since it is, collaborated with two companies, I've always liked Hot Wheels. Just something about it with the video game. If it has like a movie or a video game or like a cartoon or anything like that, I think it's pretty cool to get. And if I like it, I'll pick it up. If I don't have it, so that's pretty cool, I think. Anyway, that was that. Now I'm gonna go into the eBay pickups. I picked up a movie I've been wanting to watch for a long time. I hadn't seen this. I had always heard about it. It is from I think it's from the late. Is it from the late '80s or it says 1979 on the back right here. Anyway, I'm not actually. It says 1990 right there, so it could be on a '90s movie. But it's funny where it says here where Scarface left off, King of New York begins. I don't think so. It's nowhere near the quality of Scarface, but it is a great movie. I enjoyed it. It was pretty interesting. I'm gonna say it's kind of New Jack City esque. If you guys have seen New Jack City, with Wesley Snipes, and funny, Wesley Snipes does play in this movie. He's basically like a cop in this movie, but this one is with Christopher Walken, which he is uh, the, the main character, and I believe he plays as Frank White from what I remember. Yeah, I think his character is Frank White or something like that. He goes by Frank, or that's what his name is. But it was interesting. It was not a bad movie at all. Overall, I did like it. King of New York, and I remember there was a line that really stood out. There's this one part where he goes, "You got fat while we starved. It's my turn." So basically, he's like a drug lord, pimp, or whatever the heck is going on in the movie. And he has like his crew. He was in jail, and afterwards he gets out of jail, and it's basically like a street movie about the street life. But overall, an interesting movie. If you guys are into that type of movies, it's action packed. It's pretty interesting. Good acting. Lawrence Fishburne, I believe, is in there as well. Wesley Snipes is in there, from what I remember, and other actors aren't really coming to mind. But overall, a pretty good film. Not bad at all. All right, now back to the video game pickups. Did not have this in my collection. I think this one is called Ultraman Club 1, something like that. It's kind of like a side scrolling action platformer game, which is pretty cool. Famicom game. So, I love the Famicom game cartridges, man, with the colored carts. That's pretty cool. Another one that I picked up for the NES Nintendo is Burai Fighter. I had been looking out for this for quite a while, and it's a pretty cool side-scrolling like shmup shooter game. Let me get a quick drink, my. All right. Sorry about that. My throat got a little scratchy. That's why I'd be doing a lot of talking, making these videos. I like to keep a drink by me, stay hydrated. Anyway, excuse me. Next thing, what do we have? You know what? I'm gonna go with the imports, man. Yeah, let's go with the imports. Got some really good imports. PS1 stuff. This is actually a Goemon game, and as far as I remember, this character right here with the green hair, he's an exclusive and was only in this game. It's a side-scrolling action platformer, and I did have this in my collection, so it's kind of like an upgrade as far as for the disc goes. And pretty cool, man. Another Goemon game. Basically, it's Mystical Ninja. And Japan got so many great Goemon games. We didn't. We barely got anything. Like Mystical Ninja was just like one game on a Super Nintendo and maybe a couple on the N64. And they got a bunch out there. Anyway, I did have this in my collection too. I might do a gameplay on this one. But again, the one I had was a lot worse condition than this one, so definitely an upgrade for the manual and the disc. The disc is in phenomenal condition, and this is, I believe, called Tenchi wo Kurau or something like that too, part 2, because there's like a Roman numeral 2 right there. But it's kind of like a Dynasty Warriors esque type characters of that era, into a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it is by Capcom. So you guys know that Capcom was king in like beat 'em ups, man, back then, especially in the early days. And of course, with their horror stuff and survival horror games, they just did it right. But yeah, man, really good beat 'em up game. Some really cool PS2. Let me see. I forgot the name of this one, but I believe this is like the Fist of the North Star character, from what I know. And this is actually a 2D fighting game, like Street Fighter style. Excuse me. So that was really cool to pick this up. It was a really good deal too. And I like a lot of these PS2 games as well. The discs have like these really cool meshed colorings in there. It comes with a video, obviously the manual, but I thought this was really cool too, where I guess it's kind of like a folder binder divider type thing, which I'd never seen in games before. And I have a lot of like PS2 games. I've never seen that before, as far as like the Japanese imports. But a really cool. Still haven't played it yet, but a really cool. Obviously, I've seen like gameplay footage on it, but it's a really cool fighting, one-on-one style fighting game. And another one, which is the Rumblefish, really looked great. I had heard a lot of great things about this. I think there's a part 2 of this as well. There's another one which is called Act. What was it? I forgot the name of it. I have the first one, but Melty Blood or something like that. I have the first one of that, and I think there's another one, or I don't know if it's a sequel or something like that, but I'm definitely looking out for that too. So these are easy to play. You don't even need to know obviously the language. Just pop it in and play it. I can care less about like dialogue or anything like that. But it's just straight up a fighting game. The Rumblefish uh, looks really great. Can't wait to play this one. Next one, I think I ended up winning this on auction, which I'd seen this go for like 3 or 4 times for what I paid for, and glad that I did. Or I think the guy had it at a really low price. So I was like really shocked. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to definitely snag this. And glad that I did, because it's 2 games in one. And I do have or I think I had. I might have traded it from what I remember or not. But uh, as far as like the imports go, the first game of this was on the PS1. Part 2 was on the Dreamcast, and the prices on that console are just insane, especially the really good stuff. But anyway, ended up picking up Gunbird 1 and 2, man. Really happy to get this. Love the, again, look at that disc, guys. That is beautiful. It just goes with like the manual and everything. It's more of an orangey yellow. Very cool. So it's basically Gumbird 1 and 2. Like you have both games on one disc. And again, I'm really, really happy years ago, before I started collecting, or around the time I was collecting. I'm really glad that I picked up a Japanese PS2 because there is so many great games for it that we didn't get out in the West, in the States and stuff like that. And it's really worth it. At least for me, I absolutely love it, and I always say glad that I picked it up when I did. And if you guys don't have one, if you're into PlayStation collecting, highly recommend it, man. You guys won't regret it. There are so many great games for it, and it just opens up a more vast and like a much bigger library of games that you could add to the collection and enjoy them and play them. So yeah, Gunbird 1 and 2, very cool games. A lot of cool games. I believe I played the first one or the second one. I don't remember, just to get the feel of it, how it goes, just to experience it, the gameplay on the PS2. So it's really cool. Very fun shooters. And this is actually my first. I've been collecting now, what, 10 years it's going to be. Actually, it became 10 years this month in March that I've been collecting, which is crazy. So many years, man. It just, time flies by so fast. But anyway, this is my first import game on the PS3, and it's another fighting game, and I'm really getting into these fighting games that I really like a lot as well. It's just not, I'm not only into action RPG or platformers and beat 'em ups and stuff like that. Uh, but glad that I picked this up, man. I actually played this today, and I beat it twice. So there's like a arcade and a story mode and stuff like that, just to feel out how it is. Super fun, man. Anime style as far as like for the characters go. It's called Fighting Climax. I forgot the Japanese name of it, but a lot of these I'm gonna get like, I usually get like sticky notes, and I put it inside so I can remember the actual full name of the game, like the full title. But it is a Sega game, and the first thing that popped out and got to me was like, whoa, this is really cool. The first stage, the first time I started playing it, uh, it starts off as very uh, kind of friendly, not super hard, but it gets a little bit challenging as you go on into the next fights. So the first game was really cool. The background of the stage was like Sonic based, and there was like the golden rings and the loops and stuff like that. So it was based on like Sonic the Hedgehog, which is really cool. And obviously, it is a Sega game. They could do whatever they want. It's their game. It's they have the license for it, and I thought that was really neat that they did that. Where I believe the other stages didn't really pop out for me to like be like, oh, that's another Sega inspired game stage or whatever. But I think that's really cool that they did that. And yeah, man, that really stood out to me. I was like, man, that's really awesome. So a really fun fighting game, Fighting Climax for the PS3. And again, this is my first import Japanese game that I got for the PS3. All right, that was that. Now I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna get into the PS2 stuff. Oh yeah, got some heavy hitters, man. Really good games. Glad that I did. Anyway, got Secret Service, which is a first-person shooter, and hence the title. You play as a secret service agent or something like that. I love my first person shooters, so starting to pick more of these up too, the ones that I don't have. Another one I thought I had, but I didn't, and I'm glad I picked it up. It was pretty cheap, like less than $10. Project Snowblind, which is another really good FPS first person shooter. Again, this one I didn't have either. The guy had it listed for like a really good deal, really good price. I had to pick it up, and it's basically Mega Man, but like a kind of like a turn-based RPG style, which is really cool. So Mega Man X Command Mission, really cool. I like that cover art; looks really nice, very very cool. Of course, I love my Mega Man games too, and I didn't have that, so I had to pick that up. Genji Dawn of the Samurai, another really good game, man. If you guys are into like shinobi style games, hack and slash, definitely pick this up. I had this in my collection, but definitely a manual and disc upgrade, which I like to do, and really great game. Another good one, Ghost Rider, which a lot of people compare this as far as like the gameplay goes to kind of like a little similarities to like God of War, where you have that whip, with the combat system and things like that. I've heard a lot of people comparing this to that, so that's the best way to put this as. But nonetheless, it is a great game, and a lot of these movie games, a lot of them, a lot of times is not good at all. But this is a really good game, so another one I highly recommend. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. Um, love these, love the whole entire series, man. This series was slept on. I don't know what the heck Capcom is thinking about. I hope they bring this back. One of my favorite series to collect for, to play. Just an absolute blast every time I play these games. Always have a lot of fun with it. And if you guys don't know, these were actually originally meant to be as Resident Evil games, because when you play them, the camera views, when you pull away, it pulls away, it goes closer, and everything about it, even like with your weapon systems and everything about it is like screams out Resident Evil. But instead of like using guns, obviously it's in that time where you're using like, weapons and of like, swords and things like that, and things of that nature. But yeah, man, really fun game. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, and I believe this is a two disc based game, so that's really cool. Next two, got Dot Hack GU Volume 1 Rebirth and Volume 2 Reminisce. So that is really cool. These are great games too. Kind of like action RPGs. Also picked up Radiata Stories, another Square Enix. Really good, kind of cartoony as far as for the graphics go, but a really cool RPG. This one I did not have. I had been looking out for this to pick up, man. I would always think that I would find it in the wild, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab it. Haven, which is another action adventure game, which is really cool. Haven Call of the King. I did see a little bit of gameplay footage on it. It looked really interesting, so hopefully it's good. So I decided to pick it up. Now this one, I had part two. Here are the two heavy hitters that I picked up, and glad that I did. I got really good deals on them. Um, Ended up winning the auction on these separate times. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Raidu Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. These are really fun action RPG esque. Now I had part two. I wanted to play the first one before I got into the second one. I didn't want to do it vice versa or anything like that, where it's kind of like watching the sequel of a movie before the first one, which wouldn't make sense. And I like to get into the story and stuff like that as well. So that's why I held off on that game. I really wanted to play it, but I was like, you know what? I want to play the first one first. And yeah, man, really cool. Love the cover art. It has that shininess on it on the bottom and the top letters and the background as well. Kind of like that holographic hologram type thing. Really nice. I like it when they do that with cover arts. And the next one, guys, is a Sega title, a very sought after title. A lot of people I know are looking for this game. I don't know why back then when it was out, a lot of people didn't even know about this game or weren't into it. But now collecting is collecting, and people hear about it, and we're at that point where like everybody makes videos about stuff. You'll see it on YouTube or wherever. But yeah, man, I remember seeing this at a video game event, the same video game event that I did go last month, and I got great things at it from there. I remember a guy that was asking like $300 for this game, and the manual was missing on it. I got a great deal on this on eBay. Disc is in great condition. The manual is intact. Anyway, guys, Blood Will Tell, Tezuka Osamu's Dororo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, man. Just so you guys know, I'm not playing around. I got the actual game, manual and disc and all. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate that games like this are at like where they're at with the prices, but uh, a really great game. Again, I won it off auction, got a great deal on it. I wasn't expecting that, and glad that I did. So you basically play as this character. I forgot the name of it. I played it like a couple of weeks ago really quickly just to see if the game works. And afterwards, I wanted to play it. And I might even do a gameplay footage on this. I don't know. Let me you guys know. Whatever you see in this video, let me know. Leave me comments down below of what you would like to see of me, let's say, doing a gameplay footage on. But anyway, man, a very fun game. So you start off at this as this character, and right off the bat, it even says that the game starts off as in black and white, and I had heard about it, and I knew about that, and it says like right off the bat where there's nothing wrong with your TV or your console. So it's really cool that they let you know about that. So basically, the reason why that is that the game is in black and white in the beginning is because there's 48 demons in the game which are known as fiends, and they take I believe like 48 body parts, and uh, he has like fake legs and arms, or one of the arms is fake, or what do they call that, prosthetic. So you have like a blade in your arm, and you could shoot out like rockets and guns and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Really cool game. It's super fun. Very fun to play. The cutscenes are really funny and interesting as well. But yeah, man, glad that I add this to the collection finally. And Blood Will Tell, man, got it. Finally got it. Really happy about that. Next game I'm gonna be showing is a PSP game, which I didn't have this. I believe it's a RPG, and that is Generation of Chaos for the PSP. Very cool. Now I did have this part four. I believe it was in my last pickups video. I got the big box version. It's still sealed, brand new. But things like that, I like to keep it as like display purposes. I'm most likely not going to open that up. But I did get this together as a bundle, which was a really good deal. So I got Disgaea 3, Absence of Justice, and I got Disgaea 4, A Promise Unforgotten. So part 3 and 4. And surprisingly, I don't have the PSP or the PS2 versions, but I'll definitely pick those up as well. Before I get into these, I want to play those and beat them before I get them into them. And I think there's a few of them on the PS4 as well, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, man, this guy at 3 and 4, very cool. Oh yeah, some OG Xbox games. As far as I know, um these are actually a few more. Well, these two I had not heard about for sure. I believe these are exclusives to the Xbox, and I love to pick up exclusive games for the OG Xbox. Top Gear RPM tuning, so that's pretty cool. And I also picked up Room Zoom Race for Impact. And as far as I know, I can't find it on the GameCube or for the PS2 or anything like that. And it seems like these are exclusives. And I know for a fact, I knew that about this game. Um, I still don't have part one. I don't know why, but I'll definitely pick that up as well. Kingdom Under Fire Heroes for the original Xbox, and the seller was selling these, man, a bunch of them. I think it was like less than $10. So basically, they're all brand new. We will just open the packaging. It's never been played, and the disc is just, man, just super tic tac, very clean. Obviously, it's never been played. It's just that it was just slid open as far as like the cellophane, and it's in amazing condition, very clean, very nice. Glad that I picked that up. This one, I believe, is also on the GameCube as well, but the GameCube version is insanely expensive. And I noticed there was like close to 20 people watching this, and it was like the cheapest one on eBay. I think it was like $20 with free shipping, or even less. And I was like, dude, why hasn't anybody picked this up yet? And as soon as I saw it, I was like browsing for games. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Definitely take it. Overall, in pretty good condition. And yeah, man, TMNT Mutant Melee. So it looked pretty interesting. Uh, so I said, you know what? You know, I'm a big TMNT fan. God, I love being a turtle. And the original movies. Love those movies too. And this one, I had been looking out for a long time too. Again, it was something that I thought that I might come across like in the wild and pick it up and stuff like that, but I never did. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab it. And the cool thing is on the top, D12 is actually on the art cover, the cover art. And for those of you who don't know who D12 is, you guys have obviously been living under a rock all these years. They used to be Eminem's group. Back in the days, they made a lot of like, I'm really big on hip hop. I love hip hop music, and they made great stuff. But anyway, D12 is on it on the top right here, and this game is called Crime Life Gang Wars. So I'm assuming there's gonna be like music from them, and it says, yeah, 25 plus bass thumping tracks, including D12, Doom Man, Jason Fleming, and hip hop from all over the globe. So fight to survive. It says fight for respect, and this is a OG Xbox exclusive, and it is a Konami game. I had seen a lot of. I usually don't like to watch reviews, but I rather watch just the gameplay of a footage because it could be something that you might not like, but I do, and the other way around. It could be something that I'll go like crazy over and say like, oh my god, it's the best game. Another person will be like, oh, that's not good at all. Everybody has their preference. Everybody likes what they like, but I wanted to experience it for myself. And again, it is an exclusive, so definitely I said I'm gonna pick it up. So yeah, Crime Life, Gang Wars. So that was cool. All right, let's put this aside here and make some room here. All right, yeah, I got a Dreamcast game, Soul Fighter, which is a really fun beat 'em up style game. This was actually brand new sealed, and I did have this in my collection. Excuse me. But yeah, man, it is a really fun beat 'em up style 3D game. I might do a gameplay footage of this as well. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, Soul Fighter for the Dreamcast. Oh, this game I had been looking ever since I've been collecting, man, and it is I believe it's a Wii exclusive. Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All Stars. It's basically Tatsunoko characters with Capcom characters, and it is a fighting game. And finally, I got this again. There was like 20 plus watchers on this. This was the best deal. I did not have this in the collection. I said it's about time I pick it up. Can't wait to play this. So yeah, Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All Stars. And one game I did pick up from a video game store. This video game store, actually, I picked this one up from. This is the video game store that actually holds these video game events. There's about like probably like 10 to 12 vendors, and they have like this little area in the back of the store where the vendors arrive. So hopefully there's going to be another one next month. They usually do it like once every month. There was a year where they did it like month after month, which was really cool. But hopefully in April, which is my birthday month, it'll be back on again, and it's really fun, man. Just going out there and talking to the vendors or people out there, and just finding the games that basically I want and want to add to the collection. But anyway, I picked this up from the store, and this is a really cool Metroidvania style game, action adventure, and this is the PAX, I believe, variant. There was two variants, and employee, she was really nice, man, very helpful. She pulled out both games, and they had like different cover arts, and she's like, "Which one do you want?" I'm like, "I'll take this one because it looks more retro." And very fun. You play as this girl that's a rabbit, or is a rabbit that turns into a human, or I don't know. I don't remember exactly the backstory, but it is a limited run game, and it is number 196. But a very cute, colorful Metroidvania game. It's really fun. Rabby Ribby. Glad I picked that up. Okay, that was that. And last but definitely not least, I'm gonna show the stuff that I picked up from the video game event. And again, another thing I was going to forget. Glad I didn't. So I had this console. It's a twin Famicom. A lot of people consider this as being like a Famiclone. This is not a clone console. It's actually a Nintendo console that was made by Sharp at the time, and the one I had was the black and red version. There's an all red one, and this one is black with green. Now the one I had, the disc based games, the belt, or I don't know what was wrong with it. Every time I would put like a game inside, it wouldn't read, and it would always say like error and stuff like that. And the guy had this for like a really good deal, and he actually threw in a game in for free as well. So this one is the black and green version where there's like a green stripe right here, and the button on this, which is really cool, the power button. Uh, I like about it. There's like a line right there where the button is showing right here, and when you press the button, it actually there's like a light in it. The one that I had before didn't have that lighting in it, so that's really cool. And the guy said that it was fully recapped and whatever that is, and they change everything inside the motherboard or whatever. Um, I currently don't have any disc-based games, but as far as like the cartridge games go, I have a few of them, and I popped it in and played them. And I also got this game right here, Warp Man, which is a really fun, very addictive game, arcade style, uh, really fun game. So he threw this in there as well. So grab that. And one bad thing about these is the wirings is very short. Or actually, it's not that bad, but it could have been longer. But the cool thing about these is um, there's like a little pocket on the back of the console where you could put the controllers in there. And second controller, I believe, has a microphone, which is really cool. So yeah, guys, really happy that I upgraded to this, and I can't wait I'm gonna be getting more games and getting some disc-based games as well to add to the collection. So that was that. Put this over here. Love my import games. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this. He also had this little standee, kind of like a display sign, and the back part was like kind of broken, but I could like end up like gluing it up or whatever, or even if you like stand it up, which is really cool. So I was like, hey man, can I have that sign too? Is that, or you're gonna keep it? He's like, if you want to take it. So it says the Twin Famicom is a video game console system that was produced by Sharp Corporation in 1986 and was only released in Japan. It is a licensed Nintendo product that combines the Family Computer and the Family Computer Disk System (FDS) into a single piece of hardware. And there's more to it, but I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, man, a really cool display. I think I'm gonna put it right next to it. I think that'll look really awesome. So it's kind of like a little bit of a story about the Famicom console of how it is. And as you can see, it even says it right there. It was actually licensed by Nintendo. It was just built by the Sharp company at the time, which is really cool. So, and that's one of the main reasons why I really wanted this. In the beginning, I remember I ended up finding a game. I think it's where it's, I forgot what it's actually called, that you connect it to the Nintendo console, the cartridge, and you can play it on your NES. And then there's the regular version. There's a regular version where um, you need a RF switch, and I don't like that. This one has the AV cables, and it has the disc system and the cartridge system in one, so it goes better that way together. So I think that's great, and it's basically two consoles combined into one. And the rest of the stuff, it's all mixed up from different sellers. This guy had a bunch of games. I remember I was about to approach his booth, his area, and he's all like, "Hey man, anything you see on this table on that side, $5." And I started like digging into the bins, and even though there are some stuff that's like labeled as $10, I was like, "Hey, is this much? Is this that much?" He's like, "No, they're all $5." So that was really cool. So I got all these games for $5. Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. Uh, awesome action RPG game, obviously, but plays as a third-person shooter. I really love this game. It's so much fun. Now I did have this, but again, they were like upgrades on manuals, cover art, disc, and stuff like that. So Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. I also have this as well. Dark Cloud, another great game. 13, I did not have the rest of these. 13 is a first person shooter, like cell shaded. Virtua Fighter 4 for the PS2 again. Enter the Matrix. Spy Hunter. Ben 10 Alien Force. A lot of these Ben 10 games, man, are really cool. If you guys don't know about it, they play like action, beat 'em up style games. So it's really fun. I'm looking out for the rest of them. I think there's like 3 or 4 or maybe more in total. There could be like 4 as far as I know, but there's a bunch of them on the PS2. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I also picked up a Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. So all those were $5 a piece, and it kind of reminded me of the old days when I first started collecting, and games were like super cheap back then. And so when I heard that, I was like, let me dig into the bin, and found some great stuff to add to the collection there. Neverland Card Battles for the PSP. This was actually brand new sealed. I didn't know that. It had like this film style protector. It's not like a hard case, but I was gonna open it up, but then I noticed it was actually sealed, and I got this for like less than $10, which is cool. Alice Madness Returns. This is a great game. Uh, Really fun game. If you guys haven't heard about this, definitely pick that up. Secret of Mana for the PS4. I had been looking out for this as well. Got that. Another one I had been looking out for PS4. Knack. So that was awesome. Great deals on those as well. Next, I think this was from a different seller. Picked up Blue Stinger for the Dreamcast, and got Metal Gear for the NES. I did not have that as well. Another one I didn't have was Ratchet and Clank for the PS4. So coming across a lot of PS4 stuff too, which I didn't have, and it was really great that I'm glad that I did pick those up. And another one, man, I had been looking out for this forever, for a long time. Even on eBay, it like I would notice like the disc on the game alone, it would be like 25, $30 or probably even more. I would never ever find a complete copy. Or a lot of times where it would be that the manual would be missing, and I ended up talking to the guy that had it. He had it for like a little bit more than what I wanted to play for. So I was like, would you take this much for it? I'll just say I got a really good deal on it. He said, yeah, sure, why not? And Judge Dredd, Dredd versus Death, another awesome first person shooter, very fun one. And next, last but definitely not least, this pile I got together, the guy that uh, I was talking to in the booth that had these games. I was like, you know what, let's make a deal on it. If I pile up games, he's like, yeah, man, for sure, do that. And I did that, and he gave me a really good deal. And I got Wave Race 64 for the Nintendo 64. I think I had this. I definitely had this in the collection, but the label was messed up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this, and obviously, it's a not a lot better shape than the label that I had. So definitely had to pick that up. I did not have this as well. Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. I had been looking out for this. Obviously, it's a Soul Calibur game, one-on-one fighting style. And in this one, you could actually play as Kratos, the God of War, which is awesome. And I really like that. So, yeah, pick that up. And this one, man, a super nostalgic game. I remember when I was in my teenage years, I would always play this game. A lot better copy than the one that I had. The one that I had, the manual was messed up, and definitely for sure an upgrade. And that is Ninja Shadow of Darkness. And this is from the makers and the creators of Tomb Raider. So once you start playing it, like the graphics and the characters and the way everything, the design of the characters are, you'll tell like, man, it's like kind of playing those old school Tomb Raider style games. So pick that up, Ninja Shadow of Darkness as well. And I still don't have part two on this, but eventually I'll get to that. So I also picked up Fear Effect on the PS1. And last but definitely not least, guys, finally got part two. I had part one. I have the PSP version, which is one of my favorite games, and that is Parasite Eve 2, man. I remember the guy before I got to this booth. Uh, this guy wouldn't even budge on the prices to like trying to drop it at all. So I paid way less than what I was gonna pay for, and I got a bunch more games with it. So finally got it. Everything in it is in amazing condition, and I was surprised nobody picked it up. Uh, the discs are just super tic tac, very clean. And like I said, that's what I like to do at these video game events. And this is the one that I've only been to, and nothing any further than that. But at least the one in my area, it is what it is, and glad that I found out about it. So picked up Parasite Eve 2 as well in this bundle, and really happy that I did. The guy gave me a really good deal. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.
I'll be back. Hasta la vista,